Now, we start tonight in Aberdeen, where locals are playing host to some unexpected guests. The Indian crew of a cargo ship who haven't been paid for months.
Now, if the crew leave, they fear that they won't get what they are owed. And although conditions are tough, the people of the city are responding magnificently.
Rahul Sharma and Vijay Rathod have been living in Aberdeen for the past 6 months.
They're feeling mentally relaxed.
They've seen the sights, taken in the culture and been warmly embraced by the local community. It may look like they're having a good time, but they're not here by choice. They're stuck and can't get back to their families in India.
And how long have you been on board?
It's been 1 year.
It's very difficult to survive. I want to go home and meet my family.
Their ship, the Malaviya 7, usually supplies oil and gas platforms in the North Sea. But last October, it was detained by the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency because the 12-strong crew hadn't been paid.
How old are your children?
One is 21 and one is 18.
Both your children are studying?
Yes, studying. Yes.
And that has to be paid for somehow?
My wife taking some loans from my relatives. It's very difficult to survive.
The International Transport Workers Federation believes the only way for the crew to get the money they're owed is for the ship to be sold. Despite the difficult circumstances, the crew have been carrying out their duties as normal, and Vijay's agreed to show me around.
This is my kitchen.
Something smells good.
And this is my chef.
Hello, chef. How are you?
The generators are switched off every afternoon, which means no lighting and no heating. But with less than a month's worth of diesel on board, they're living on borrowed time.
This would be a very hard place to be if you ran out of fuel.
If supposed to be fuel is finished, then everything is shut down, blackout. So no kitchens, no frozen storage.
No electricity, no heat, no anything.
Everything.
That must worry you.
Yeah.
To not see your wife for a whole year, what condition is she in?
Naturally, she's crying.
I can't imagine how hard it is to hear your wife crying on the phone thousands of miles away and not be able to do anything about it.
I feel very sad. I'm feeling very sad. I want to go home and meet my family.
Doug Duncan is the port chaplain for the charity The Apostleship of the Sea that helps seafarers in need.
How are they holding up in your opinion?
They're holding up very well, considering what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, some of these guys have been on here for a whole year and they haven't been paid for 8 months. No money, it's a difficult situation.
In a bid to keep spirits up, Doug regularly takes the crew out on day trips. Today, some of them are visiting the Bologi estate, lying on the south side of the River Dee. It's owned by Malcolm and Christina Nicol, who've been moved by the crew's predicament.
They invited me on board their ship and I had a wonderful welcome, and they were so friendly and genuine. You could just identify with the problem that they were facing, and it was just naturally to go and ask them back after they'd looked after me so well.
It's a welcome escape from the confines of the ship for Rahul and Vijay.
So here feeling nicely.
Do you feel free? At one with nature?
It brings a change. Go in different places, talk with people and see everything good and just peaceful.
Now,
people from all over Aberdeen have got involved, like Laura Ferns and Kim Farrar from the Goan community.
The Goan community were organizing a feast we celebrate every year. So we invited the whole crew and then it went on from there.
And then we were invited for a party. It was such a wonderful time that we had. We all felt like part of one family. It really lifted their spirits.
And local fisherman Ricky Greenhow visits them every day.
I'll go in there in the morning, usually maybe have my breakfast. You're always made welcome. There's always food on the table. I know they don't have a lot on board the ship, and that's why I like to put stuff on the ship. Everybody's mucking in and everybody's making sure these guys are okay.
Well, I hope it is resolved, but you're missing when they go then, if you're having your breakfast
loser, I'll have to have my breakfast at home.
We attempted to contact the owners of the Malaviya 7 for their response, but we had no reply. It could be a further 14 weeks before the ship is sold, and the worry is they won't find a buyer and the crew will return home unpaid. But it's the companionship and the generosity from the Aberdeen community that's kept the men going.
I think there is no other place to be, because we know that there are a lot of people here to support us, so we just can't give up now.
Just trying to make the best of a terrible, terrible situation. We've heard there's added complications as well. Generators apparently aren't working at the moment, but
the people are rallying around to help them, which is
and
fantastic.
of course, we wish everybody all the very best and hope that they get back to their families as soon as possible.